watching this movie as it was rerunning on TV. And to be fair, my parents were the ones watching it. But the only thing I walk away remembering is Yoshi was adorable in this movie. And also, what the hell was I watching? Well, let's hold on to our tit bags and just enjoy this adventure. You know, come to think of it, I think I'm gonna need some vodka to watch this movie. I'll be right back.
Hey, you know what you would call the Flintstones if they were black? You'd call them...
Alright, I needed like half an hour, but this movie is gonna be the doozy. Alright, let's get into it. So the start of the movie has some Super Mario music, and there's like this pixelated world where dinosaurs exist. And the dinosaurs were fine. They were living life. Everything was fine. The early mammals were there. And then the meteorite in Brooklyn 65 million years ago came and struck the Earth. But the narrator is saying that what if the meteorite did not kill the dinosaurs? What if it created a parallel dimension where the dinosaurs still exist, still live, but they grew to be intelligent and vicious beings like human beings? And what if they tried to find their way back to the other world, our world? And that's where we get the title. Sorry. We get a woman leaving an egg in a Catholic orphanage. And then the woman knocks on the door and just like goes back into the sewer. As the nuns hatch the egg, it starts crying and it sounds like a human baby. Then it turns out to be a human baby. But then this dude approaches the woman who ran away and left the egg. And the woman also left a mysterious rock, a rock that the man is very much interested in, and he asks for the location. But as the woman tries to get away, like there's a cave in and she ends up dying. Then in the present, we meet John Leguizamo and this dude, and they play Italian-American plumbers who are also brothers.
Luigi, we got a broken dishwasher at the Riverfront Cafe. You know what that means?
Yeah.
Luigi's looking kind of hot, though. Even when I was little and I saw this, I was like, damn. Guess who now was a crush on John Leguizamo? I always thought it funny that they chose John Leguizamo to play an Italian and he looks nothing like one, which is also the issue I have with Chris Pratt playing Mario, because aren't they supposed to be Italian plumbers? Does Chris Pratt look Italian to anyone? I'm all for different ethnicities playing characters that they happen to look like, but they have to look like them, you know what I mean? So Mario and Luigi are annoyed because this plummy guy, the Scapelli construction, keeps on beating them, and they're basically running them out of business. And of course, you know, because Italian mafia and all that crap, the Scapelli construction company is a mafia-operated construction company, because, like, who would have guessed? And apparently they're in not only Brooklyn, but in Palermo, Paris, and London. Yeah, these guys have no chance. We're introduced to Anthony Scapelli, the leader of the organization, you know, the mafia boss, whatever. And he's like, look, girly, to this other character named Daisy. Yeah, Luigi's girlfriend. And basically tell her, look, you're digging this hole looking for dinosaur bones, but my guys need to get back to work to do what we're doing. And she's like, but my universita.
You know, a lot of girls have been going missing in Brooklyn lately. I'd be careful.
Oh shit. Yeah, real talk though, those mafia bosses are not people to play with. They can be super nice to you, but that doesn't mean that they won't invite you to dinner and then take you out back at the earliest convenience if they find out that you become more of an inconvenience. I don't know if this guy's actually Italian. He looks like he can pass for Italian to me. Maybe he's mixed with something else, but at least he looks the part. So after this threat, the girl is like, I'm gonna find a phone and tell everyone to keep digging until I get back. And then she looks this guy in the face like she has no freaking sense whatsoever. And then she's like, I'm not scared of you. Bitch, you should be scared. Are you insane? Mafia won't just get rid of you. They'll go after your freaking family, you doubt. She's such an idiot.
I missed.
Nice job.
This is the kind of humor that we get in this movie. And it's just, some of it's just very uncomfortable. I'm guessing it was for the time, but good grief, bro. Daisy shows up and Luigi's on the phone and she's like, ugh, I really need to use it. And he's like, oh my God, suck my ass. Yeah, sure. Please grab it. Of course, because now he's in love with her. Daisy and Luigi go on a date.
To the tanning salon and I can hook you up with some free tans.
So Mario, however you want to say it, is being really nice to Daisy and just, you know, being friendly. And she says, hey, you're going to want a little thin strap and then you're probably going to want to take off this rock, and then it kind of glows momentarily. And it's obvious that Daisy is the girl that hatched from the egg. Why? I guess we'll find that out later. It's also clear that people are looking for her, so there's some kind of connection. So Daisy says, look, yeah, I never take it off. I know it sounds weird, but I never take it off. It's the only thing that I have from when I was found. And she tells them that she was abandoned as a baby, and they're like, oh my God, we feel so bad for you.
You mean you don't know who your mother and your father are neither?
Oh my god! Like, we have a connection. Like, we're both orphans. We should bang. This movie's so weird. So these two have some dialogue, and they clearly like each other a lot, and it's kind of cute. The whole while, these weird sniffing guys try to capture the girl, and they think that she's wearing a disguise as Mario's date. So they go and try to capture her instead, but it's not the girl. Daisy takes Luigi to the dig site to show him the dinosaur bones. And of course, as they're about to kiss, something horrible has to happen. They find out that some people, who were actually a couple of Scapelli's men, went to sabotage the dig site and leave the water pipes open. I wonder if this is a job for some plumbers that just happen to be new friends of this girl's. Of course, Mario and Luigi end up fixing it. But these two henchmen that had been looking for Daisy all this time, named Iggy and Spike, seize the opportunity to now capture Daisy. So, let me get this straight. You live in New York. I mean, I get that Mario knows that Luigi is next to him, but someone grabs your shoulder forcefully and is all up on you with their crotch touching your ass, and you don't turn around. At least Luigi turned around to look and see who was grabbing him. Mario just acts like he wasn't touched. The guy's still grabbing onto him, like, you should turn around by now, dude, unless you have no reflex whatsoever. And Daisy doesn't hear anything? Really? What's wrong with the people in these movies? It must be the city. People must lose their hearing after a while. Mario and Luigi try to go after Daisy, and as they are looking for her, they end up finding a portal. That is freaking horrific. What in the world? What in the world is that? Gross. Just gross. No. So of course, knowing he can get some bang bang from this girl and having vibed with her earlier, he's like, no, I must throw away my entire life and risk it for this girl. Plus it's a portal that we don't know about and it just like appeared here, so we have to just jump through it. Lacey ends up grabbing the rock, which is the thing that these people wanted in the first place. Mario is flabbergasted because he's like, that solid rock, how is it that she could phase through it like that? It's freaking weird. All it's left to do is jump through it. There we go. Come on, Mario. Let's go. Okay, you know the sound effects. They don't do them here, don't worry. So we get a Doctor Strange segment that looks freaking awful. I mean, considering the time, this was like back in the 1990s. And Luigi and Mario see the two henchmen and they keep following them. This place happens to be Dinohattan and they're at Koopa Square. The person who actually wants Daisy. I expected that this world was going to look, you know, a little bit like what it was supposed to look like, but I guess I don't know what's going on. They see a big sign saying vote Koopa. He's the head honcho in charge. When Mario and Luigi fall down, they see these like miniature dinosaur things fighting and eating slime from the stuff they just knocked off, because in these types of movies that take place or were made around this time, everything has to be extra slimy and freaking wet.
Oh my God! Look at that! Get out of here!
Really? That's your reaction? I would have been like, are those freaking, what are those? So they see a woman pushing an egg in a stroller and she's like, get away from my baby. And they're like, where the hell are we? What is happening right now? Nothing is making sense. So then we meet the big Koopa guy, who apparently doesn't like fungus and has to always defungus himself or something. He's like, I want that rock and the princess. And the woman he's with is like, princess? What are you talking about? I thought I was your princess. What do you mean? So those two guys come and like, we got the princess. And they're fighting over who gets the credit for finding her. And all he cares about is the rock. The rock which they conveniently forgot, even though he told them to remember it. And he's like, where's the rock? Without it, I can't merge our worlds because, you know, the mammals, they ruled when the meteor did whatever and they got to rule, and now I want to merge our worlds, which makes no sense to me because you're ruling in this world, so why would you then want to merge and risk you losing everything with that world? It just makes no sense. Also, the other thing that doesn't really make sense here is that since the Scapelli guys digging under here is what caused this portal to open in the first place, why do you have to merge the worlds? You could just take over by sending your people through and then killing off the humans in whatever fashion you plan to do that. But you have to go through the most inefficient plan possible, which is merging the dimensions. They derive from reptiles, so they're not that smart, even though everybody looks human, which is like, okay, did you evolve from reptiles? And if you're away from the mammals in this world, why do you look like them? If you're away from them and evolved separately from them, because last time I checked, you weren't primates, you look like mammals. So also, if you look like mammals, why is it hard for you to tell each other apart in the human world since the humans look exactly like you? I don't know. So the guys tell Koopa that the plumbers took the rock, so he puts out a worldwide message for people to look for 2 plumbers. Like, people walk around with a big sign plumber on their head, or if plumbers look a certain way. I don't know, dude. Is there a specific look in their world for people who have the plumber occupation? As Luigi and Mario are trying to get their bearings, they see an old woman. She's like, "This is a very dangerous place, bro." Then she sees the rocket they're wearing, and then she takes it. This large woman in red throws her over the bridge, and she stiffly lands in a car. And then the bigger woman in red takes the rock around her bosom and like rocket blasts. And she's like, "Yay, I can frickin' fly, sort of. Oh my god." Yeah, and yes. She looks back at them like, yeah, I got your rock in my tatas. They hear a guy singing a song about Koopa and how he's against him because he ruined the whole world. And the cops don't like that, so they censor him. And they call him Toad, because I guess he's Toadstool from okay? Because nobody looks like any of the characters here. Like, if they didn't say his name, I wouldn't have known who that was. Seriously. I would have thought he was just some freaking meth head. Or whatever the equivalent for meth is in this world. So the policemen, as they're arresting Toad, they see that they have plumbing tools and like, "Ooh, you're a plumber? You're under arrest." As if they're the only 2 plumbers in the entire world. Do they not have plumbers in this world?
Cost over, something like that?
Sure, kid. You know, according to history, a long time ago, big meteorite came and blasted our universes into parallel dimensions.
This is Toad. This is the beloved this is...
What's this icky paint like goop?
I think, you know, all that fungus out there, that's our old king.
Oh my god. This is Toad's... They didn't even make the top of his head look like a freaking mushroom. What is this whirly... What is this? I would more so believe that this is Poliwhirl from Pokemon. So then he says that the reason there's so much fungus all over the city and why Koopa is like super germophobic is because he has this machine that he uses to de-evolve things. And the king, the previous king, was a fungus king. You know, the mushroom king. So when he devolved him, he turned back into his original state, which was freaking fungus. So Koopa comes to the jail and pretends to be, I guess, you know, think like an attorney or something. After Mario and Luigi are like, "Should we talk to this guy? Like, what's our next move here?" He's like, "You don't want to do that, bro, because he's an evil, blooded, egg-sucking, whatever." And then he just goes in after pretending to be someone who's trying to help them and asks for the meteorite, which is very suspicious.
The what?
So it turns out the rock that was around Daisy's neck was actually a piece of a meteor. Supposedly the same meteor that was responsible for wiping out the dinosaurs. President Koopa drops the act and sizzles Luigi's brain, sort of. And then the cops like, nobody touches Koopa, even though he touched them first. Koopa makes it back to the base with Mario and Luigi as his new captor, and then you can see Toad is there. And Toad is like, he tells him to devolve Toad. And like what happens next is just so embarrassing. This movie is so freaking weird.
Evolve. Cretaceous.
Why does the voice sound like that? So there's several settings there. There's now, Cretaceous, Jurassic, and Primordial, which is like 500 million years ago. Why is the now thing there? It's a de-evolution machine. I'm guessing that it has the ability to re-evolve them, which is why it says now, and they put that in there because just in case something accidentally happens. But what if they have this machine for another 100 million years? Is it gonna mean now then as well?
You can't get rid of him!
See you later, alligator.
Oh god, no amount of alcohol can make me okay with this. So he tells them about the whole thing with de-evolving, and they turned Toad back into his original form, which is a Goomba, and I would have never known this was a Goomba. I thought it looked reptilian to me, but Goomba is more of a mushroom-like thing, the stuff that you step on. So it's like a carnivorous looking mushroom thing. And this design, do you see these two designs? Not even the head shape looks the same. It just looks hard. This looks really horrible. Their heads are extra small. Gross. Why is his body so freaking big and his head so small? What is this thing supposed to be? I find it also weird that Goomba is a slang, like, sort of racist term for people who were Italian, and then they make the two of them plumbers in this franchise. People who made Super Mario did not look very fondly on Italians. But it's okay, people. They made him like a superhero person, so it's fine. The animatronics are horrible. King Koopa tells him, I evolved from a Tyrannosaurus Rex, and with my de-evolution machine, I can make anybody a loyal little puppy. They'll do anything that I want, yada yada. Ew.
Go Goomba!
Okay, stop. Stop this! Anyway, Mario and Luigi get the drop on Koopa, who obviously doesn't have enough security, and they push him in the de-evolution machine, and Luigi looks like he kicks that guy with his peen, and they send it back to the Jurassic. Oh look, they do have the button to evolve. Interesting. Question, why did they not make the machine away since you have the ability to evolve someone so that it could evolve you into a more advanced version of yourself? You know what I'm saying? Anyway, nobody can help him because he doesn't have enough security, and he momentarily goes in the machine. When he comes out, his evolution begins and says that he'll get the plumber. Singular. I don't know why he doesn't say both of them, but I guess because Luigi said in the earlier scene that Mario's a plumber and he's just an apprentice. And the only thing that looks like itself in this movie are the little bomb things. Mario and Luigi spring from the prison in the most ridiculous segment I've ever seen, while the Goombas are firing after them and almost hitting the other prisoners like they don't care. They decide to steal a cop car, and Luigi somehow knows how to operate all the weird doohickeys of technology he's never seen before. And then when Mario calls him out on it and is like, how are you able to do that? This is his answer.
About this, Mario Rooney?
I can't believe you can do that.
Comes from sitting on my butt all day playing video games, that's why.
How is sitting on your butt playing video games? Like, okay, let's take away from it that John Leguizamo does that cute little talking from the side of his mouth thing. How does playing video games help you to know which commands to type into a foreign computer from another dimension? You know, the reasons that happen just make no sense in this movie, but they don't have to because everything is just chaotic along for the ride. Later, Koopa asks his, I'm guessing, girlfriend to fetch the princess while they're having a mud bath that he likes because it's dirty and clean at the same time. The woman's like, here's Miss Daisy, Princess Daisy. Oh, you have your mother's eyes. He decides to evolve his cousins to make them more advanced so they're smarter so they won't mess up. And to showcase that they're smarter than they were before, they come out just using a slightly different vocabulary.
A not so benevolent dictator, as it were. Do you know what the square root of 26,481?
Oh my god. This is so awkward and uncomfortable to watch and listen to. I swear to God, I can do that too. Example, hello, I feel lovely today, and I'm hoping my day won't be ruined by watching this awful movie. Me evolved. Hello, I feel splendid, and it is my desire that my day maintain its exquisiteness and not be extirpated via consuming this unfavorable media. You see how stupid it is? You see how stupid that freaking sounds? There are people with better vocabulary than me who are dumber than dogs.
Oh my.
How peculiar.
Why would you want your henchman to be smarter than you? It's just freaking weird, bro. And why did Koopa do that for himself? Is that the farthest he can go? Because surely if he was advanced, as he's claiming this machine can do, he probably wouldn't have hired his cousins in the first place to do a job that is out of their depth. He probably would have started out making them mentally advanced. He probably would have sent out more people and paid more people to do a job that requires more people to do it, since you need more eyes to find the princess in the first place, and made all those people advance. He probably would also not even bother doing this because he would realize that by making the people under him smarter than him or just as smart as him, they're not going to want to follow him, and they could easily coup. This jealous woman tells Daisy that your mother, I knew her, and she's like, what do you know about my mama? And she's like, she was an inspiration. When she found out that Koopa took over, she smuggled you and the rock and took you to the other side. Daisy learns that her mother had died trying to save her, and that her father is quite not dead, sort of, kind of. What in the world? Okay. So Koopa's like, I'm gonna devolve the humans. I wonder what it is they come from, right? Isn't it mice or something like that? And the cop on the other end is like, apes, sir. And his reply is so funny and nonsensical.
Mice or something.
Apes, sir. Monkeys.
disgusting.
You are literally in the physical, phenotypical example of a primate. You look like them. You look like a mammal. Like, what in the world? You have the nose like a mammal, you have the teeth like a mammal, you have the hair like a mammal, but yet they're disgusting. Bro, you look just like them. Have you looked in the mirror? Does your intelligence not go that far to give you the ability to even look at that and make the comparison, or does he not know what humans look like? Clearly he does. Because even if you didn't, you've seen the plumbers, and you know they're from the other world now, so they look just like you, right? It's not like they came into the world, and everyone was staring at them and noticed right off the bat that, hey, these guys look different from the rest of us. Or even smell different, because everyone looks exactly the same. Princess Daisy is brought to Koopa, and this is where she meets Yoshi for the first time. Honestly, Yoshi is the only thing I liked about this entire movie, because he looked like an actual dinosaur, and he was very cute. Aww. So as she's about to pet it, mind you, when we see this for the first time, you might not know it's a Yoshi. When I saw this for the first time, I thought it was a Yoshi because it's the only thing closest to that I could imagine would show up in this movie, and he hasn't shown up yet. I kept on wondering, since Yoshi's my favorite Mario character, which one of these ugly creatures was gonna be Yoshi. And I always imagine Yoshi looking more dinosaurian, even though he has a turtle shell or something like it on his back and looks like a boppet. He literally says Yoshi is a member of the royal family and tries to scare Princess Daisy by saying, just don't move around too fast, like a wounded animal. And this movie is so poorly modeled after the Mario franchise that every time someone shows up that you're supposed to know, they have to audibly say very loudly who that character is, because you would not have put it together. At least most people wouldn't have. Luigi and Mario are still out there, and they're trying to find their way to Daisy and a way out of there. The Koopa cousins find them and tell them that the rock is important and that they need it because it chipped off of the meteor that made impact with the Earth, and it needs to be reinserted into the other meteor that would have something with the and that's gonna put both worlds together once that piece is inserted into the main meteor piece.
I don't get it.
Luigi says, look, I will give you the rock if you give me Daisy. And they're like, okay, deal. And they asked if the person was corpulent, which means fat, that they could have just said. And Luigi's like, no, she was just really round, which means the same thing. And apparently her name is Big Bertha, because you know, she's a big brown woman. Why do they have a Statue of Liberty as well? So Mario dresses like Waluigi and tries to steal the stone from Big Bertha, and she apparently can't feel that. Luigi and Mario try to make their getaway. Koopa's girlfriend gets the rock and then swallows a screaming worm. Big Bertha ends up helping Mario and Luigi, and she's only helping him because she just met him, but she like really likes him, so she's okay with him stealing from her and using her. She tells him to use the stompy things that she used earlier to get out, and they blast through the glass. You then see that the King Toad or King whoever is actually like this big mushroom thing, and Koopa is like, you let yourself go, bro, because now you wanted to be everywhere and now you are. But it doesn't matter because he's getting out of here.
Python Pizza here, may I help you?
King Koopa here.
Oh, yes, sir.
I'd like the Koopa special.
Why is he holding a gun to the screen? Or is it a blaster? I missed entirely, even after watching this again, what that was supposed to be and why he's holding it while he's making his order. Can people be blasted through the screen? Is it the remote for the TV? I don't know what's going on. Mario and Luigi break into the building. And the one thing that they point out, because we have to be reminded that they're plumbers, is that the pipes down here are a plumber's nightmare, because it looks like they haven't been serviced for years. They close the heating valves and they're like, we need a disguise so we can get up to the building and people not recognize us. So I shit you not, they go into a cabinet and they find plumber outfits. And it ends up being the plumber outfits that are their uniforms for the video game, sort of. And I just kept thinking to myself, okay, you know what? I can't help it. My brain works. I have a working brain, and it doesn't just turn off because it's not a freaking toy. Weren't they earlier looking for people who were plumbers? They weren't dressed as plumbers from this world. So how is it that they noticed what they were simply by looking at the tool belt and decided that these were the two plumbers they were looking for? When there must have been other people actively in the building dressed as plumbers. Why didn't they start there? Odd. And then Mario and Luigi are stuck in the elevator with all these dinosaur head things and they can't get out, so they're like, what are we gonna do? So Luigi has an idea, and He grabs the back of one of the security Goomba things and starts swaying back and forth to make him dance. And then he goes from one to the other as if they're freaking puppets and they don't wonder why someone's touching them. And then they just all start dancing and freaking A, bro. Freaking A. This movie is trash. This movie's a trash bag. This movie's freaking hefty, bro.
Any chance of a plate of steamed vegetables?
I'm trying so hard to hold it together. Because this is fun. This is really fun. Really, it's not even that bad of a movie. Anyway, Koopa's jealous girlfriend comes in and she's like, well, Koopa needs her to procreate and he doesn't want to talk to me or he doesn't care about me. So you know what? I'm just gonna go off and do my own thing because I love him so much. And you know, when someone that you love pisses you off, you try to damage their entire freaking life. And she's like, I earned this, blah, blah, blah. And then Yoshi uses his tongue and attacks the woman. And honestly, what happens next is the saddest part of the whole movie because Yoshi is the only character in this entire movie that I care about. As Daisy gets away, looking like Justin Timberlake, Yoshi gets stabbed by the other person, this woman. I don't even know her name. She's not that important, honestly. And Koopa apparently doesn't think so either. Back on the elevator, because it's like a super long elevator ride, Luigi and Mario just happen to make it out. And it's at that very moment that the things start to turn and dance with each other. Toadstool is still very kind, even though he's a Goomba now. He's like, there's your steamed vegetables. As Princess Daisy is being carried away by the security Goombas, she sees the cousins of Big Koopa. My brain is freaking hurting, bro. She sees the cousins and like, help save us. You know, we love you and whatnot. We're always your supporters and jank. The other Goombas set Toad on fire. Why does he have that? Is that the way we tell him apart because he was a musician and he has to wear that to make him happy? Or that's just Koopa's way of being able to tell him? I don't know, bro. So since he's set on fire, she goes back to help her friend because he tried to help her. And they're like, we were always your loyal supporters. Look, your dad. We still love him. He's still here. There's your father. They tell her that her father was Koopa's first victim of de-evolution and that's why he's now a fungus. And I always wondered why Daisy was needed, but she's a heritage of dinosaur as well, which is why she was needed for the rock. Okay. So back to Mario and Luigi. When Mario asks Luigi, how did you know those guys would do that? And then Luigi answers him, because everybody loves to dance, that's why. Oh my god. Then they come upon this big gap that they can't get across. And Luigi's like, well, sometimes you're in a situation where you just gotta trust and, you know, do whatever. And he takes a leap across.
The choice, right?
Luigi, this is not miraculous.
So Mario looks up and realizes he doesn't see Luigi's guts all splattered on the ground below. So he's like, what is happening? I didn't hear anything. Where did Luigi go?
I'm flying, Mario. I'm flying. Come on, I told you all you have to do is trust. Come on.
So when you find a big gap in the road and you have no other way of getting across, all you gotta do is have some faith and trust and leap and just hope. I just find the irony so fun that John Leguizamo later played in a movie where people were trusting in New York City and also jumping off buildings, because you gotta trust and believe, but those people didn't fly, did they? So then all of that happens, right? And then Luigi's still up there hanging like a freaking idiot. So he tells Mario, come on, Mario, just jump like me and fly. And then Mario's getting ready to do it. And as Luigi sees Mario preparing to do this, because, you know, it's all about trust. He feels something on his back and then he's like, oh no, Mario, wait a minute. On second thought, oh crap, it's not flying. It's not flying, Mario. And Mario has already jumped off to his death at this point because Luigi lacks the intelligence to try to wonder why he's flying in a scenario when he shouldn't be able to fly.
No, wait, Mario, don't jump. No, it's not flying. It's just Mario.
In any other situation, he would have watched Mario leap to his death, his head would have flown off after it made contact with one of the metal beams below, and his legs would have split into many different pieces, and he would have been responsible for killing his friend. Anyway, Yoshi comes in. How long is his freaking chain? I don't remember his chain being broken. Is it long enough to stretch through the entirety of the building? Princess Daisy takes the knife out, and then she does something she could have done a long time ago, which is take off the chain off of his neck. Which, you know, they're friends, and he could have helped you a lot better had you done that sooner, but whatever. Now we understand what this little blasty gun is for. It's kind of like Duck Hunt, and they use it to control the monitors or like to press different things. Anyway, she tells Mario and Luigi where she is, and Koopa's seeing all of this. Daisy meets up with Mario and Luigi, and her father comes out like a freaking yellow fungus infected turd. She tells Mario that his girlfriend, Daniela, was also kidnapped and tells him where she's at. Now Mario has to go and save his girl. It's also revealed that Princess Daisy's father has been helping them. He's the fungus that's all around. He made the membrane that saved Mario's fall. He gave them the little bomb in their beginning when they were looking for Daisy. He wants to trash Koopa too. Koopa is brought the rock from his girlfriend. Mario saves his girlfriend and all the other girls that were captive, and he takes them down a pipe on a mattress. And this wouldn't have happened because all the friction, that mattress cloth would have gotten caught on the pipe. They would have gone head over heels, and they would have died. The guards are following them. And then they all fly out the pipe and then land very softly in the street. Before Koopa can devolve Mario and the others, he pushes him into a vat of tar stuff. But then while Koopa is fighting with Mario and all this chaos is happening, Koopa's girlfriend runs off with the rock. She gets it. My time has come! The universe is mine! Okay. Oh my goddamn. I don't even... Oh my god, I need more vodka. Princess and all her friends try to stop Koopa's girlfriend, and she's like, see, I got the power to merge worlds too, Princess. You're not the only one who's special. He'll want to screw me again after he finds this out. Mario sends a little bomb, walking very slowly towards Koopa. While all of this is happening, Lena, the Koopa's girlfriend, ends up dying because the power from trying to merge the worlds ends up killing her. She immediately turns into a skeleton. Okay, looks just like a mammalian skeleton to me. So Mario tricks Koopa, and he thought he had the rock, and they all start Thanos snapping away. Koopa's happy about this because he realized that Mario does not have the rock anyway, and thinks everything is going according to plan. As the worlds merge, I mean, geez. Mario and Koopa end up showing up in his previous world. People are freaking out, and Koopa's like, I'm the leader of the world and whatnot. He takes the de-evolution gun and turns Scapelli into a chimp because I guess chimps weren't... My head hurts. He would have looked like a monkey person, but not a chimpanzee. A chimpanzee also evolved from the primate that made the chimpanzees in the first place, but whatever, let's just go with it. Daisy and Luigi work together to try and fix things, and they sound very inappropriate as they're doing it. So they momentarily phase back into Dinohattan. Toad is playing his harmonica and gets the other dinosaur things dancing. Big Bertha and a bunch of other people are trying to help them now. Mario and Luigi, Ghostbuster, de-evolve the main character, the main villain, and he starts turning into a dinosaur again. The bomb ends up blowing up right under Koopa, who falls into a bucket of gravel. And when he gets out, he looks like the 1998 Godzilla. They try to de-evolve him some more while he's in the vat, because, you know, why is he not getting out? Anyway, there's no time, and to make things worse, this guy is now a living, breathing, walking monster, and he was already evil before, but now he can, like, eat other people. Then he devolves all the way back into Sloopy Sloop, and eventually the primordial slime that he supposedly started out as. Yay, they're saved. The king is all of a sudden restored. I don't know why. I thought that people have to be evolved for that to happen. How is he restored and his clothes still dry? How is he evolved again and the gun wasn't used to do so? Don't you have to, you know, put the stream on someone since that's how he was used? Whatever. Daisy opens up the other world, but she can't come with him because she has to rule with her father, and he's like, I love you. I feel a way about you. And she's like, I feel a way about you too. They did all of that and they still didn't get the girl, whatever. Doesn't matter because they saved the world and whatnot. So on the news, Mario's like, look, Luigi, we're heroes. We're heroes. And everyone's saying that him and his brother managed to save them from an alternate parallel dimension or whatever you want to call it. And then the mayor or whoever the hell this is supposed to be says it. He says the dreaded phrase. It's so cringy.
To return the missing Brooklyn girls and save a parallel world from a ruthless dictator.
Amplified to the max.
I'd call them the Super Mario Brothers.
I don't know.
So in the middle of them celebrating all of this, Daisy knocks on their door. He says it's open and she comes back. She has this de-evolution gun or some kind of weapon. He's like, oh my god, Daisy! check out my choppers. They're like, what's going on, Daisy? Like, we're not surprised to see you at all. And she tells them that she needs their help. And they instantly are like, yes, let's do this.
You're never gonna believe this.
Leave.
And that's the end of the movie. That's the end of the, well, I don't know if it's a movie, but it's the end of whatever the hell that was. That was that, yeah. So, you know? Okay. Kind of music, sorry, see, my brain's dying right now. The kind of, anyway, thanks for watching.